Hi everyone, today we are going to look at note-taking using keywords only. So I'm going to listen to Alan McFarlane's speech about the game of soccer, and I am going to try and use the most important information using keywords only. Because he will talk faster than I can type, I have to pick only the most important words.
About sports, a lot of people think about the big three, as I like to say. You have your baseball, America's pastime, you got basketball, tall people put in the hoops, and then you got football, tough, hitting people. A lot of people don't think about my favorite sport, soccer. If you go to anywhere else in any other country, those big three sports, they're not the number one. They're not mentioned much in other countries, but the number one is soccer. We call it soccer, everywhere else it's called football. So if I call it football, I'm talking about soccer, American soccer. The thing that's so unique about soccer, I think it's a mind game. You use your feet, you're playing out there with 10 other men, a goalie, and you're going. No stoppage except halftime. The coaching's on the sideline, and you have to make every move with your mind, with your feet, and you're going, just like that. I don't think any other sport is like that, and it's very unique. People in America just don't really understand that. Soccer's upcoming right now in America, and I think that everybody needs to learn a little bit more about soccer and what it's all about. Soccer in general, growing up, you started 3v3, 6v6, 8v8, 11v11 is where you end up. So with age groups, you grow up and you do different amounts of people in. Another thing, there's stuff that goes with soccer. You have your shin guards, your shoes, and your ball. And I'm going to show you these real quick. Soccer shoe right here, as you can see, a little different than a regular shoe. At the bottom, it has these spikes on the bottom. But different than any other sport, they do not have anything on the toe, because if you don't want to step on someone and hurt them. Shin guards are also very important. Guard your shins. As you can see, mine's a little beat up. Put them right here, and that's pretty much the only protection you have during a soccer game. And also, the soccer ball, round, different sizes too as you get older. You get a 3, 4, and a 5. Play with a 5 right here, and that's usually where you go from there. The point of a soccer game, put in the goal. There's 2 nets on both sides of the goal. The dimensions of a regular soccer field, 100 yards length, 60 yards wide. Got that from sportsknowhow.com. And the point of it, just get it in the goal. In a regular professional match, it's a 90-minute game with a halftime in between, stopping at the 45-minute mark. The next thing I want to talk about is internationally. As I told you, football is very popular internationally. That's where it's the big sport there. Everyone's been doing it. I looked at some stats, and there have been teams around since the 1800s playing football overseas. One of the big things that everyone is always looking for every 4 years, it's a lot like the Olympics, but it's the World Cup. What the World Cup is you get all the nations' teams. You have to qualify first. Don't put in just the terrible teams. You have to qualify for this big event. And what it is, you play out all these teams in smaller groups, and you get to the top, and you win the World Cup. Winning the World Cup, I would say, and a lot of other people would say, probably the best thing you can win for soccer. The World Cup, it goes for your national team, so much pride. It's probably one of the best things you can do.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there, but you can see that as I go, I have been using things to figure out what he said. So if I go back over, he's saying when Americans think about sports, they think about the big three. They think about baseball, basketball, football, but they don't think about soccer. In other countries, the big three, the baseball, basketball, and football, aren't mentioned so much, and the number one game is soccer. He says it's unique. It's a mind game where you have to do thinking, you have to use your feet, you're playing with 10 other men, there is no stopping. Coaching from the sidelines, you have to use your mind to win. He said that Americans don't understand. Everybody should learn about soccer. Everybody should be able to see how important soccer is. He talks about growing up, that in different age groups you have different things, and he talks a little bit about protective clothing, for example the shin guards in the shoes, the special cleats with spikes on the bottom, and the fact that the soccer ball like some of the other stuff, changes, and there's a different size ball as you get older. So you can see here that I've still got most of the information taken down, and most of the information I can remember and recall just through using some of these words. I want to go back and I want to show you a different example now. Let's try this again. If I delete all of these, and I want to show you bad. I'm going to change the colour to red so that you can see this is not what you should do. Bad example. Okay.
Think about the big three, as I like to say. You have your baseball, America's pastime. You got basketball, tall people putting in the hoops. And then you got football, tough, hitting people. A lot of people don't think about my favorite sport, soccer. If you go to anywhere else in any other country, those big three sports, they're not the number one. They're not mentioned much in other countries. But the number one is soccer. We call it soccer. Everywhere else it's called football.
Okay, I've written down a few words here. If I look at these sort of keywords, about, have, people, a lot, favourite, else, not, is, first of all, it's really hard to read, so it doesn't make sense to me. But I also can't remember what he's talking about. So, about what? About soccer? About America? About, I don't know. And have. Have what? Who has? Do people have? If people have something, what do they have? So when we put in these words that are not useful or not telling us about the topic, they're not the topic words, then it means that I can't actually remember. So he said favourite. Now I'm thinking, oh, is he talking about soccer as his favourite game? Or is he saying that not many people have soccer as a favourite game? Or is he saying that soccer is a favourite game somewhere else in the world? I can't remember because I've chosen bad keywords. Okay, so make sure that you practice that, and I will do another video where I will read out some information and you can see what notes you can take. Good luck!